Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly. Email me at tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a model launched in 2018. This is the Zenith Defy Classic Black Ceramic, an open dial and a scratch-resistant 41mm black ceramic case. The combination of rubber, sapphire, and ceramic means this is a very light watch on the wrist. 41 millimeters in diameter, it's 10.9 millimeters thick, and from lug to lug, 45.2 millimeters across the wrist. A very comfortable timepiece. You can see it wears well on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, and I can recommend it for wrists as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. It's a real great unisex option. It works for smaller wrists. It is quite thin, so it'll fit underneath the dress cuff if you want to wear it with more formal attire. The further I move from the camera, you can see just how compact this watch is. It's not huge. It may be a little Hublot-esque in its shape and open dial architecture, but definitely not in its size. Taking a look at the strap, you can see it has an in-molded hobnail pattern, and then there's some strakes down the outside to add some definition on the shoulder. It's a matte black and quite thin, a wonderfully thin gauge, soft and supple, flexible. You can see it's a brand new Zenith factory strap. We have a buckle here that is a combination of ceramic externally and titanium internally with the Zenith Star logo, and then it's a minderless system. And what I mean by that is you tuck all the excess length underneath, and then there are no strap minder loops outside. All the excess length tucks under the clasp, so there's no extra length visible when it is sized down. It's also a twin trigger release, so it can't pop open accidentally. You must press both triggers for it to open, giving you added security on the wrist. The case is a sharply geometric form drawn from the pioneering Zenith Defy sports watches of the 1970s. So if you're wondering where this case shape comes from, it's not LVMH stablemates Tag Heuer and Hublot. This is actually Zenith's own shape. All matte finish for a muted look. It does have a little bit of polish around the lip of the bezel for a handsome contrast. This ceramic is extremely scratch tolerant, so if you don't like the idea of a watch that needs to be refinished or which scratches easily, this is for you. Also, if you want to buy a pre-owned watch knowing for a fact it's never been refinished, ceramic is for you. 100 meters water resistant. You could see the watch does feature a very faint black luminova. It's there, it's just not incredibly pronounced. The timepiece also has an open and airy dial with a lovely satin finish across the components and applique rhodium-plated steel indices. The timepiece does feature a skeletonized date disc, and you can see this being a Zenith Elite caliber. It sets bidirectionally, so you can set it forward or backwards, whichever more readily corrects the date. And there's also a hacking or stop seconds function. Look a little bit more closely, and you can also see we have an unlubricated, high-endurance, minimal-friction silicone escapement, which has been a 21st century upgrade to the Zenith Elite, a movement that first came out in 1994. So this watch has long intervals between service thanks to that unlubricated escapement in iridescent purple silicone. You can see the Elite caliber 670 underneath the dial, but you get a better view of it from the case back. Of course, automatic winding, 27 joules, 50-hour power reserve, 8 beats per second, and then of course you have that hacking or stop seconds function in addition to its other functions. It is a thin and fine high horology automatic that can be considered a peer with thin autos such as the ETA 2892A2 and the JLC 889, as well as the Frederic Piguet 1150. This is probably also tougher than all of those except for the ETA. It's a very robust base movement for a handsome luxury timepiece, and a fairly rare one, as Zenith watches are comparatively scarce. A true connoisseur's brand, Zenith has been one of the first fully integrated manufacturers in Swiss horology since its inception in 1865, and that is an impressive patrimony and legacy. Reach out to tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.